Welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Previously, I did a bunch of side questy stuff, and this time I'm actually going to continue with the story. Wow, it's a miracle. Now, there's something I'm doing back here in Zora's River. I know I said I'm going to stop with the side questy stuff, but I want to buy this last magical bean because I am sick and tired of not having it. I want this magical bean, and I have 500 rupees to spend, so I'm here to get that magical bean. We have magic beans. You want them? Huh? 100 rupees for one piece. Okay, there we go. I'll get that magical bean, and I'll continue on my way. That is the last magical bean he will sell us. If we ask him to sell us another one, he'll say, "Oh, too bad we're sold out." What? Oh, we did not for sale. Yeah, he's hoarding the rest of the beans for himself because the magical beans are oh so popular, despite the fact that he only sold 10 and I'm the only one who has bought them so far. This cucko's gonna get out of here because I do want to see if there's rupees in the hole that's right over here. I know there's a hole here. I just forget what's in it, and I've probably already gone through it, but it's worth a shot. If there's no hole here, I'm gonna be very sad. You know? Sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you really are wrong. I think it might be a Song of Storms thing. Maybe. The Song of Storms is a little bit funky, as it does open up certain areas that we haven't gone to, or it opens up certain holes. And I don't know why, really. Like, it opened that up. Why does it do that? I don't know. Good question. Oh, yeah, this is kind of a pointless area. Okay. I was hoping I could get some of my rupees back, but whatever. This time, we're gonna be going back to Kakariko Village now that I've bought that last magical bean. There's still a place that I haven't gone to off screen yet, which I said I would do last episode and place some magical beans. So I still have that one extra magical bean. You know where it is. I'll get to that later. In fact, I might go do that after this episode is done, just because it's in the way. So, there you go. Spoilers for what I'm gonna do after this episode is done and I finish recording. Wow, crazy stuff, I know. But this other magical bean, which I purchased just now, again, it won't actually have any use until much later on down the line. Though I shouldn't say much. There's an area which I've been to, which I couldn't get very far past as a child, aka Gerudo Valley, and it's in that general vicinity, so I'll get there eventually, and I'll be able to use the magic bean, but for now, it's just gonna stay in my inventory. I don't know why I went on that big spiel, maybe because I was trying to fill the void with commentary. Wow, that's crazy. But anyway, this area right here is the well. Dark, narrow, scary. Well of 3 features. Well, they're not wrong. I actually was kind of surprised that I was getting to this area of the game during October because, oh, spooky, scary Halloween. Also, I kind of dated this video a little bit by saying that, but whatever. There's an area that I've been to before as an adult, but not as a child. It's the question mark. Oh, so scary. No, it's the, I almost said the well. No, it's the windmill. Everyone knows what this is. Go around and around and around. What fun. I'm so happy. I'm a musical man who loves to go around and around. Go around and around. I'm trying to come up with a musical theme inspired by this windmill. Going around and around and around. Well, I have just the song for you. As an adult, we listened to a song that really did make this go around and around and around pretty dang fast. So if we play that for him... The well that was previously inaccessible to us because it was filled with water is now drained. So we'll go see that in just a second, but I want to talk to this guy one more time. Go around, go around, go around. What? It's going way too fast! Nah, it's a perfect speed. It's like an amusement park ride. You know those ones that you get onto with your friend, swings you around, and that person bumps into you and borderline kills you because they're going so fast and the inertia's just... Anyway, that's not important. What is important is that well, it drained, and I actually would like to talk about that right there just for a second. That's kind of a time paradox kind of thing going on right there, because that guy, the I don't know what I was trying to say there. I was trying to mix music guy and musical box guy. That music box guy was telling us when we were an adult about a kid that came and played the same song, the Song of Storms, to him that he taught us. But the reason he figured out about that, and was able to teach our adult self that song so we could come back as a child and play that song here, was because we came back here as a child and played that song to him so we could learn that song and teach it to us as an adult. Yeah, it's weird, but I think it's kind of neat. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but again, time paradox stuff really doesn't make a lot of sense to begin with. But anyway, this well, again, was inaccessible to us when we were an adult. It was drained, but there was a kind of a block. Not really block, more of just rocks blocking our way, so we couldn't actually get through. But now, we can actually enter. Welcome to the bottom of the well. This is where I think the game starts to get quite dark. Not necessarily extremely dark, but much darker than it was beforehand. It's Ocarina of Time. It can't get super dark. In fact, it's Zelda. Zelda doesn't usually get very dark, but I'd say this is one of the areas where it starts to attempt to get much, much darker. Right over here, yes, that's a skeleton, and yes, these are bones. These textures are actually really weird. It's just skulls, all in a pile. So we are surrounded by a bunch of death. Navi says, I can hear the spirits whispering in this room. Look for the Eye of Truth. That's what they're saying. This is something, and it's just a concept I'm not too keen on, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Right here, it looks like there's a wall. But there's not. To the naked eye, it looks like there's a wall, but if we had a certain item, we'd be able to see that that wall was just an illusion. Who put that illusion there? I don't know, but hey, there is an illusion there. The bottom of the well, and something we'll be doing a little bit later, is all focused around the concept of, oh hey, you can't see things. For example, I didn't know that this wall didn't actually exist. This is why I usually hug walls in this area of the game, because you really don't know, before you have a certain item, if these walls are fake or not. And while I think after you get the item it is relatively fair, in the beginning it's just really, really dumb. I'll be honest, I don't like this concept whatsoever. But I got a small key. Let's actually continue on with this and talk more about what's going on within this mini dungeon itself. There are also not wall masters. What is it? No, it's wall masters. What am I thinking about? I'm always confused because the 2D Zelda games and the 3D Zelda games have differing enemy names depending on the situation. And wall masters are one of those. They're usually called floor masters because they pop out of the floor, but they pop out of the ceiling and are called wall masters in this game. Yeah, don't ask me. But there's something I want to talk about while I run around and kind of avoid these wall masters. The area you're seeing right here, I'll fall through. But something else you'll notice is it's kind of a little bit red. That's blood. Yeah, it's not some orange juice. What am I talking about? It's not some type of cranberry juice or some type of red liquid that's not blood. No, it's blood. And apparently the 3DS version of the game thought it was a little bit too creepy to put that in here, and I can kind of understand why. So that was removed in the 3DS version. Just kind of wanted to let you know. I also wanted to make it clear that, first of all, there are holes in the ground that you won't be able to see. I knew that was there, and I actually did want to come down here, because there are things I can do in the bottom. But be very, very careful. You might fall through the ground, and this is also another reason I'm not super keen on this concept. It's because there are areas in the ground which you can fall through, but you didn't know you could fall through them because they looked exactly like every other piece of the ground. To be honest, I just don't like this area of the game very much. I need to get away from this redead just for a second so I can play the Sun Song, which is this. Or not that. There we go. Again, analog stick controls. It's never gonna get better. I've always been very quick with my movements, and I know I shouldn't be, but I always have been, so it's just not gonna work out very well. That didn't go how I planned. Let's play the Sun Song one more time. This time I'll do a spin attack so I can get more damage in on him and hopefully kill him a little bit faster. Because as soon as you hit him, the Redead goes back to being normal and unaffected by the Sun Song. So that's always fun. I don't know, Redeads are kind of a weird enemy, and they do take quite a while to defeat just because of the way that you do have to go about defeating them. I don't like it that much. You can spam and actually get him into a loop, so sometimes they don't take super long to defeat, but sometimes they do. And maybe I'm just bad at the game, you can make that argument, and I'd say, yeah, you're probably right. There's an area over here I can go to. I don't know if there's anything back here. There are quite a few... Okay, no, there's nothing back here. There are quite a few areas in this lower area, bad choice of words there, but whatever, that just kind of lead to a dead end because you usually fall down through a hole and get down to this area to begin with in a weird way, and then you have to go from that dead end into this bigger area in the bottom. Again, a lot of areas going on, but that's just the way it is. Some areas do have kind of nice things in them, such as these pots, and I could kind of break them, but there's not really a lot I need. I have plenty of bombs, I have plenty of rupees, I don't need to kind of go grinding for any of that, so I really don't need to check down these halls. I believe these last two are also just strictly areas you fall into, but it might be nice to just go check them out just in case I'm misremembering something, because I will be honest, the well is an area of the game I don't know super well. I usually do a fine job remembering it, but there's a lot of trial and error that comes to it with me, so comes with this area when I'm playing it, I guess. I just don't remember a lot of the areas that are places you can fall down or places you don't fall down. It's just a lot of trial and error, is all I'll say. And when it comes to trial and error, I just feel that means I don't have the area down packed, but there's not really a lot I can do when it comes to practicing for this area. I'm glad I checked down all these places because I wanted to get this chest. There's probably something important in it. Drum roll, and it's the dungeon map. I mean, I guess that's nice. It's not super helpful, but it's not something that I'm going to turn away either. I don't mind it, but I usually don't come down that area, so I don't really know what's in there. Also, I was collecting a few silver rupees beforehand, and I believe the last one's all the way up here, so that might spawn a chest or open a way that I can get out of here with. There's one more I need, so where is it? I've explored pretty much everything. Going up there, there's no other silver rupees up there, I know for a fact. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, this area is a little bit creepy. There's poison water, which we've seen before, but there's also hands, which you can stand on. That's pretty neat. It's like I'm the item instead of Link holding up the item. Roles have been reversed, I guess, but not really, because I don't pull dead people out of a chest. I don't know what I'm talking about. There should be one more silver rupee here, though. I'll probably cut until I find it, but there should be one left. There it is. So it was up here. I was just being an idiot, and it just lets me out. So, that's something. There's another skeleton here that Navi can inspect. I can hear these spirits whispering in this room. Also, that rupee is not meant to be there, but you know what? That's fine. Look for the eye of the... Okay. So they're still telling me to look for the eye of the truth. Or eye of truth, not eye of the truth. Whatever. So we're back in this kind of main area. I believe I can walk straight through here, and it takes me back to this place. Yep. I might as well go through here. I mean, it can't hurt. I have one small key that I can use. And, oh, a gold skull shell, that's nice. I think I'm getting closer and closer to that 50. I don't know how many I exactly have, but I'll check in a second as soon as I get this one. This area, it can be accessed before, as long as you have the Song of Storms. So you can't get it before you finish the first 3 dungeons, but you can get it after you turn into an adult. You can come back here and do it after you turn into an adult. So you could have become an adult, learned the Song of Storms, and just left, and then come back here at a later date. Yeah. I don't know why you would do that, because that's kind of inefficient, but you can do it if you want. There's something over, I think, here that I didn't end up getting. There should be an invisible wall somewhere around here. I think I'm on the wrong side. I should be able to enter... Okay, yeah. I don't really care about coming back into there. There's nothing I want to do in there just yet. It looked like there's a place I could crawl through right over here. Okay. there is. So there might be something interesting in here. Again, I don't really explore this area very much. So if you're looking for a very in-depth guide into what to do in the bottom of the well, don't watch this video. Don't do it. Okay, there's just a small key door in here, so I can't come here just yet. There's one more small key I need to get, which I believe I know where it is. And something I would actually like to mention is that the map is a lot more helpful here than it was before. And the reason for that being, it does actually show you where certain hidden places are. So if you've been looking for that one room which you just couldn't find for the life of you, I've already been in here, okay. If you're looking for that one room which you just couldn't find, then you can actually look at the map to figure out where that room is. I'm still trying to see. Okay, there's an area back here. I've already been here. That's actually the area I came out of just recently. In here, there's nothing really. Oh, okay, no. It actually allows me to come get this chest. Again, this area is very, very strange. The way it is created is just weird. But there we go. That's the compass. Not super important. I really prefer the lens of truth, which those spirits keep telling me to get, but I'll get there eventually. This area down here, I think I can dive enough to get past it. Yeah, I have plenty of time. I believe there's something that allows me to dive even better than I can currently. It's the gold scale instead of the Zora scale. Do I want that really? No. I think it gives you like one heart piece. I just thought it was kind of interesting to note since I was using the Zora scale again. Yeah. Come on out, Deku Sticks. We haven't been able to use you in a while, and you're useful for this situation. But there's a new enemy here. I actually forgot that the bottom of the well introduced this new enemy. I was about to play the Song of Storms. That's wrong. This is the right song. So now that I can Z-target onto this enemy, it is a Gibdo. Its gaze will paralyze you. If it bites you, tap any button to escape. So if you're wondering what a Gibdo is, it's a Redead. Yeah, it's literally just a recolored Redead. It's a mummy now. Whoa, Gibdos, so scary. They're actually infinitely less scary, in my opinion, just because they have the bandages covering them up and you can't see their weird, deformed figure. So, they exist. They're really not one of my favorite enemies, though. Okay. I forgot. This area has torches behind a bunch of different not tombstones. What's the word? I'm trying to think. Vampires sleep in a coffin. It's coffin. Coffin's the word. You can light up these torches and open every single coffin. I already opened up the one I need that had a key in it, but I still want to open all of them up to see what's inside of them. I believe there's a Gibdo inside one. Yes. There's a Gibdo inside one of them and a bunch of keys inside the others. So, there you go. You don't really need to open every single one, but I thought it'd be nice just to show off exactly what was inside them and what you could get. I forgot that fire keys can happen now that I lit all those torches. Yeah, that wasn't very smart of me, but alright. I have plenty of slingshot seeds or slingshot pellets, so I can use those just as much as I want, pretty much. And just swing my sword around. Yeah. Yeah, this area is not too hard. There's a lot of enemies if you guess incorrectly, which I actually guessed correctly pretty quickly. I didn't think it would take that short of amount of time, but it did. I don't even know if... I'm sorry, what? Well, I guess I preemptively put on my Deku shield and made it disappear. Fantastic. I'm so happy about that. I really am really happy about that. The fact that I was on fire for maybe a frame more than I should have been. And then I just burned up my Deku shield because I put it on. And instantaneously. Gone. Whatever. I give up. I quit. This Let's Play's canceled. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. Alright, no, but in all seriousness, that's really annoying. I'm gonna have to go buy another Deku shield at some point, though. No, it's probably for the best. I am gonna have to become a kid one more time later on down the line, and trust me, a Deku shield is worth your time. So I might have to go buy another one. I'll leave that Gibdo to live another day, or stay dead another day, not get double killed. Yeah, I don't know. Killing Gibdos and Redeads is just, in general, a little bit weird, because they're already dead. So killing them, what does that do for you? nothing really. Also, keep in mind, at the bottom of this pool, there is a chest. We can come get this later. Everything's starting to kind of come back to me now, so I might be able to give a little bit of a more in-depth look into this dungeon. Or, again, mini dungeon. It's not a dungeon. It's really not that long. I won't have to take 2 episodes of your time to get this done. It'll only take 1. But for all of you people who are really interested in all of that dungeon action, then here you go. You're going to get a mini dungeon, which is more than you bargained for. Fantastic. There's an area around here I know for a fact I can enter now, due to the fact that I have my, yeah, it's right over here. The locked door was right in here. Also, I'm sorry if I sound a bit nasally. I think I'm starting to get a cold. I think. It's just that type of season again. Type of year again. I don't know. It's that time of year again. Or I'm getting all sick. Yeah. Also, side notes. There's this enemy we haven't seen for a long time. I'm going to put back on my slingshot because I forgot fire keys are actually prevalent throughout this entire game. They appear a lot more than I wish they would, but you know what? Whatever. Bye. I forget your name again. Beamos. Beamos. He's back. We haven't seen Beamos in a long time. And also, this room is a little bit scary. You can fall through the floor very, very easily here. I want to get rid of the Beamos just so he can't, like, give me damage and knock me off. So let's just get rid of you. That's not what I meant to do, but that's fine. I guess what I could do is I could take my boomerang and I could throw it at the floor and see exactly where I can and can't walk. I don't believe I can walk down here. Okay, no, I can walk there. Not there. I can walk... Well, no, duh, I can walk where I'm standing. I can walk right over here. I can't keep walking there. It looked like I could, but I can't. Alright, I'll be back. This is what I was most afraid of when it came to recording this area, is the fact that I would fall. I was really, really proud of myself for doing relatively well so far, but I guess I broke that streak. Great. Great. That was just a big mess of random crap. Okay, fantastic. There's actually something I haven't done yet. At the very back of here, you will notice that there is a Triforce. And what have I said about Triforces continuously throughout this series? Play Zelda's Lullaby, because something interesting will happen. And this is the interesting thing that will happen. The water level will drain. So now there are a lot of places that I couldn't previously get to that I can get to now. It's crazy like that. So again, that's very important. And it's also something I completely forgot to do. I'll meet you back up at the top of the bottom of the well. This is again another reason why I don't really like this area, because you don't have the lens of truth. Fun fact, spoiler, an item that allows you to notice when things are fake, and you still have to go through this area, or at least a majority of it, falling down here continuously, climbing back up, and having to retrace your steps through a ring which looks extremely similar every single time you go around it, so you're not necessarily sure if you're going in the right direction, so you have to continuously go around it, continuously go through that ring, try to figure out where you are, because you couldn't see something coming, because you didn't know something was there, because the game showed you that there was something there, but there wasn't something there. Have I expressed myself well enough? Do you understand the point I'm trying to make? It's really, really, really not that fair to make you go through this area without having the item which makes this area actually fair. They make you go through this area which tells you what the item will do, and I guess it makes the lens of truth, which, again, the item will be getting later, feel much more important, because when you get that item, you'll say, oh, great, now I don't have to deal with the crap this dungeon put me through. Great. Fantastic. I don't know. That's just the way I see it. It's just annoying, and I think, design-wise, it's not great. I like the bottom of the well conceptually, and if they gave me the lens of truth and told me to go through the bottom of the well in order to figure out how to use the lens of truth, so we used, because we will have to use it later on. I'm not going to keep that a secret from you. We have to use this later on, or the lens of truth, that is. And if this was kind of like a training ground for the lens of truth, if I figured out how to learn, or if I figured out how to learn, no, if I learned how to use the lens of truth here, fantastic. I would be very, very happy with this. But give it to me beforehand. Don't make me go through this dungeon, this mini dungeon, which forces me to use the lens of truth, or which I'm so mad I just can't even get the right words out. Don't make me go through this dungeon that is used to get me the lens of truth, that requires me to use the lens of truth to make it fair. That's all I'm trying to say. Is that an area I can go through? No. So, what's a safe place to walk? Right over here. Okay, what about here? Okay, that's safe. Okay, this should be safe. And not safe. Not safe. You see, I wouldn't have known that if I didn't waste a million of my slingshot pellets trying to figure out which area I can go to, because I don't have the item that actually... I'm actually fine with that, you know? Deku Shield, welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. It's actually kind of nice that they put that there, considering the fact that they have had a lot of instances where you can lose your Deku Shield, and you might forget about the whole elemental thing, because you've been an adult for quite some time, and you may not have remembered, oh yeah, my Deku Shield can burn up. But again, you can see the monotonousness, how monotonous this area can get if you don't have the proper equipment to go through it. It's just, it's dumb. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan, but it's not terrible. I went through that to get 5 rupees? I was talking nice about you for 1 second, bottom of the well, and you had to ruin it. I went through that room to get 5 rupees. Thanks. Alright, now that we're back up here, I will actually go and explore the areas that I couldn't explore previously because there was water there, and I couldn't grab a chest or something because it was covered with water, and I just couldn't go to the bottom or use my iron shoes because now I'm a child, and the iron boots would be too much for me. That's a recovery heart. That wasn't super helpful, but I know where there will be something that is helpful because it is needed to continue on with this dungeon. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit livid. The bottom of the well has never been an area I've disliked per se, but it's definitely never been an area I've liked either. It's an area that I'm perfectly fine with existing, but I think conceptually and game design wise, it's just terrible. I think it is not a great mini dungeon, and for what it is, it's enjoyable to an extent. I think that if you had the lens of truth, it'd be fantastic, and I think the design of it is alright if you have the item that it gives you. So, conceptually fine. The way they actually made it, not great. Not fantastic. But, whatever. There's an area we couldn't get to, that was actually in the front of the dungeon, really. We got a chest that had bombs in it. I don't really think I needed that. In fact, I'm gonna be better off with slingshot pellets because I'm gonna have to continue using those to figure out where I can go. So, I'm just saying, I'd be down for some of that, not necessarily bombs, but whatever. This is an area, again, I haven't been to. You can see on the map, because I have the compass, there are 3 chests for me to get here. But this is something which I find very interesting. There's no fire here. I might as well switch to my Deku Shield again. I mean, it can't hurt to have this. And, bombs will be fun, I guess. So, let's switch to that. This area should be inherently creepy because, oh, look at that. That's a lot of hands. If I walk forward and get in the middle of this circle, nothing happens. If I get over here and get grabbed by one of these hands, this pops out of the ground. This mini-boss is, if I can Z-target onto it, Dead Hand. Watch out for its infinite hands. I almost said hams. Aim for its head. Wow, that really made this a lot less scary than it's meant to be. Essentially, what you want to do is stand up close and personal to Dead Hand and do spin attacks. You can actually attack the hands that will grab you, but fun fact, when those hands are destroyed, they'll come back. That's why it said he has infinite hands. What you want to do when he digs back into the ground is get grabbed by his hand again, and he'll pop out of the ground. He can travel throughout the ground. He doesn't just pop out of random areas, so you can figure out where he's going. But, really, I don't find that super useful. There we go. His hand has respawned. It popped out of the ground again. The way Dead Hand attacks you is not strictly using these hands to grab you. The reason he lowers his head is not just to make it so you can attack him, because you cannot do anything when his body is facing you, or when he is not... When he has his head up in the air, that's the word I was trying to say, or that's what I was trying to look for. The reason he actually lowers his head down is to attack you. The way he attacks you is by biting you. So if you get trapped by one of those hands, and Dead Hand's extremely close to you, and you're not fast enough to wriggle out, because the way you actually do get out of those hands is by spinning around and pressing the B button and just spamming buttons. But if he actually attacks you, what happens is, or if he grabs you, God, I'm not saying this in a very concise manner, he'll run up to you, lower his head, and start biting you, doing a decent amount of damage. It's an extremely creepy boss, and it's extremely out of place, not necessarily for this area, but for this game in general. But after defeating Dead Hand, you will get the Lens of Truth. Now I can actually go through this dungeon a little bit and show you what it's like to have this go through this dungeon with an item which is, I don't know, kind of a little bit required to go through this dungeon in a fun manner. Great! First of all, I'd like to mention that a lot of the stuff I did in this mini-dungeon was completely optional. The Lens of Truth... wow, what am I trying to say? The Lens of Truth is not optional. It's required. But you really don't have to get the map. You don't have to get the compass. All you have to do is run over here. You know, play Zelda's Lullaby where the Triforce is, and then run back to the beginning, and you can easily get the Lens of Truth. You don't necessarily have to do anything in this dungeon. But or mini-dungeon, but I think it's worth it. The Lens of Truth is pretty interesting. It uses up magic extremely slowly, and you can see everything that's fake within the radius, which is not red, within the area that's not red is, I guess, the best way of saying that. So, if there's an area you've been trying to get to and you don't know if it's safe or not, you can figure out if it's safe by using the Lens of Truth. There's a few chests I haven't gotten yet that I just wasn't sure if they were safe or not, so I didn't want to go for them, but now that I know it is safe for me to walk into here to grab them, I will be doing that. I think this might actually be the only one, and all it gives me is, whoa, Deku Nuts! Great. There's also one more small key I'm missing, which I'm not too interested in, but, maybe one day. Maybe one day. Actually, what's over here? I don't think I've been in here yet. Oh, nope, I have. There was just, a gold skull shell in there. Speaking of which, I meant to check out how many gold skull shells I have. I have 34. That is a pretty good number. I want to get to 40 soon, but we'll see, we'll see. There's nothing really left for me to do in here. I know there's one thing that I was kind of missing, and again, that's a small key, but it most likely doesn't have anything super important, so I'm going to kind of ignore that. Because I do have the item which was required to get in this dungeon, or mini-dungeon. I keep saying dungeon, despite the fact that it's a mini-dungeon. I guess I really, really want the bottom of the well to feel like a dungeon, to feel super important. But it's really short. I know I made it a lot longer than it needs to be, but it is pretty short. So with that, we're done. That's the end of this episode. This is all I really wanted to do. I knew it was going to take up a lot of the time that I was going to put into this episode. I'm sorry if my commentary, again, was a little bit weird. My head's in weird places right now. Not in a bad way. Just, I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. But, that's it. After this, we can go back to being an adult. I'm not actually going to move on to the next temple, despite the fact that I totally can. I do want to do a lot of things that I set up and made possible for me as an adult, now that or when I was a child, if that makes any sense. I've made a lot of things possible as an adult that were not possible until I came back as a child and did certain things. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know if it came across like that, but I will be doing a few side questy things before I move on to the next real dungeon. But with that being said, we're done. Next time on The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, I've already explained what I'm going to do. But, again, that's for next time. Until then.